We had a real oral tradition in our house. I knew the word griot when I was a little boy. A griot was a person in Africa who was charged with keeping the stories of the village. Everyone would tell a griot the stories and they would remember them all so that they could tell future generations. And when they got old, they'd tell them to someone else. And they say in Africa, when a griot dies, it's like a library was burnt, man.
The griots were these brilliant African storytellers who learned for generations, the father, the son, mother, daughter, the stories of their people, their kings, their lands, etc., and so forth. In order to instruct others, they would have these huge sessions where they would sit around and pass these stories down and instruct people and so forth.
And the griot is the man who sits down there, who knows the history, who knows every single story that is important, relevant for that kingdom.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Griot. This is episode 8, part 2. So I'm trying to make it a habit to where, the first part I go into my topic. Second part, I want to leave y'all with a story. Today's not going to be a C story. Today, I'm going to give you two stories that deal with my first topic, customer service. And they were learning experiences for me. The first story deals with my mom. My mom didn't play any games. So if we went somewhere and we received bad service, it was a wrap. She would call out whoever it was, like in a respectful manner, let them know what they did wrong, and then we would leave. We would not give that store our money anymore. And that's something that I've carried with me. So if I go into an establishment, or like when my mom took me to, it was Fridays. I never forget this. It was me, my little sister, my little brother, and my mom. So we go up to Fridays. And, we didn't eat out often. My mom liked to cook. But when we ate out, it was a treat. So we went to Fridays, and the guy at the door, he sat us down at the table. Our waitress came by, and, my mom, very respectful. She starts talking to the waitress, asking her for the menus, which she shouldn't have had to do in the first place. The waitress gave her an attitude, and as she walked away to go get the drinks, my mom went to the counter, told her, "Hey, don't worry about it, we're good," and we just left. That day, they lost our service, and we did not go back. And then, from my experience doing something that was wrong, I used to work at a place where we used to get a lot of calls, and everyone has bad days. Sometimes that pressure and, it affects you mentally and physically sometimes. So sometimes you just don't feel like talking to people. And when you got to answer phones all day, that crap gets annoying. Now, a phone has a mute button, and I could have sworn I had pushed the mute button. So this lady called, and she, an older lady, I could tell by her voice, and she started asking questions. But to me, being on the other end, I was like, this is a dumbass question. So I look at my coworker, and I'm like, I started going off because I had thought I put the mute button. And like I said, I thought these were simple questions that I figured people shouldn't have to ask, but a learning experience, you start to know better as you get older, right? So I go back to push the mute button to talk to the lady, and I realized my dumb ass did not push that mute button. So I pick up the phone. I feel so ashamed at this point, and I start talking to the lady. And as I start to talk, she cuts me off, and she's just like, "You know what, baby?" And I could tell she was like the old motherly type, which was kind of cool because she actually prayed for me on the phone, and she told me that everything's gonna be okay. She said she understood that everybody has bad days. I did whatever I could to help that lady out, and then after that, I made it a mental note never to do that again. And for the rest of the time I worked there, I was praying that she didn't send in, you know, what's the word? A complaint to my supervisors, because that would have been rap. That would have been a rap. Like who this lady was, that would have been a rap. So I'm very appreciative of that, and I learned my lesson. And that's why I speak on these things, because this happens every day. And like, you know, you go somewhere and you see somebody has a bad attitude. I understand both parts of it. I understand what it's like to have to be in that position to serve, and I understand what it's like being on the opposite end and going to get something and then having to encounter that. So as human beings, man, we just got to do better working with each other in general. So if you work in that type of environment, know that your job is important and that people do appreciate you. And sometimes you just got to roll with the punches. If you get angry, just go into the back of the store and just cuss the wall out. But don't do it on your work floor. And with that, I hope this helps somebody. But I hope y'all have a good, blessed day and blessed week. Make sure you check in on Monday for part 1, Wednesday part 2, and Friday Meet You Later Fridays. Peace.